welcome and welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the semi-finals or semi-finals here of this week's WardiTV Monday number 50. Oh, I do apologize for some of the downtime that we had, but again, oh no, that's Clem has spilled some tea. Oh no. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. But yes, I do apologize for the downtime, but we were, of course, waiting for Clem versus Shameless to wrap up, and they just did conclude their series. Clem did take down Shameless 2-0, and now we're jumping into our semifinals. Another PvT, a fresh series, of course. Meanwhile, the lower half of the bracket is still progressing, slowly progressing. We have Solar alongside Creator, alongside Showtime. They're all facing off amongst each other to determine who will advance on into those semis, into the grand finals thereafter. Of course, we'll be going over the lower semis after this series. Oh no, not the tea, not the tea, Pappy, not the tea. Oh no, not like this. Yeah, hopefully not too much was spilled, and hopefully nothing got onto his keyboard and onto his mouse either. I don't think I've ever had the unfortunate occurrence of that happening to me before, but maybe I've just been lucky. But yeah, I can imagine that would be awful, actually, in terms of trying to clean everything up and make sure nothing's sticky and make sure everything works well as well. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed it didn't just destroy his keyboard. Oh boy. Not like this, Pappy, not like this. Hope it's not on the keyboard. Yeah, that's what I mean. Hopefully. What's the T? Is he defecting to Team Falcons? Oh no. It's gonna turn into Shopify Clem. Not like this. Oh! Okay, we're good. He was able to suck up all the tea. We're good to go. We're jumping into our series and spawning in the bottom hand corner of Tokamak. We have the red Protoss player. We have the red Protoss himself representing himself. Currently teamless. It is herO. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the blue Terran player. We have the French Terran representing Team Liquid. It is a Clem. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our TvP. Let's go. Let us go. How can Clem play without his tea? Exactly. Oh no. Not the tea. Might have some tea after this, actually. Might have some. Clem was streaming last night. He was trolling half of the game. Half the games. No. I mean, that's typically not applicable to his tournament performance, but interesting to hear that he was streaming. Again, Clem, he was on vacation for quite some time. That's why we haven't really seen much Clem over the past, like, 2 months or a month and a half. Basically, ever since July, ever since EWC, he went to Croatia, spent some time off, you know, was enjoying himself before only recently coming back to StarCraft, coming back to actively competing on a more regular basis. So Clem, he's back. He's back, Pappy. He's back. If you remember, that's also why Clem couldn't actually compete in Uthermal's 2v2 circuits, because he had no PC. He had no PC available. He had no setup. But otherwise, double gas. Double gas opener out of Clem, going for a faster factory. Meanwhile, across the map, herO going for his own standard opener so far. Now, coming into this, we have had a back and forth between Clem and herO. Now, you could argue that partially it is because Clem has been a little bit more rusty, as he did have some time off. But in general, Clem and herO, they usually trade. Personally, I wish that they face off in the finals. I would love to see a full series, a full best of 5 between the two of them. Here, we just merely have the best of 3, and I wish them the best. Wish them both the best. I'm hoping that we can make it to the ace match, but the pressure is on nonetheless. Pressure is on. Okay, let's go. Let us go. Clem does move out. So far, going to be zoned away. Behind this, we are going to be opening up a Reactor Reaper Heli, and we can go for the add-on swap into Widowmine production. Likewise, we can go into early Tech Labs, into early Banshee play as well. Clem, he has a lot of options with this more tech-heavy start. Meanwhile, Twilight Council opener out of herO. Nothing too crazy, nothing too wild. We have seen herO dip into Stargate play every now and then, but it's very map dependent. Very map dependent, and here, of course, we're just seeing something more standard. We're expecting Blink into an extra gateway setup. We have seen herO go for early charge, but again, that's typical for smaller maps. Maps like Pylon, maps like Ultralove. It's on these smaller maps where we do see a higher chance that we open up with charge instead of Blink Stalkers. There it is. Blink is on the way. Extra gateways as well. So far, we're getting up to 2 gates from the side of herO. And back at home, we're actually reactivating our Marines, and we're not stopping with that. We're not going for the add-on swap. So Clem can go for an earlier move out. As the mine drop is coming. So we got more Marines. We'll see if we go for a Widow Mine drop alongside a Marines as well. As there's that 3-gate setup into a robo all on 2 bases. We may even just take our gases on 2 bases and even tech up a little bit further before expanding. Again, in current meta, it's much more common for Protoss players to delay their turns. So far, 1 Marine gets picked up. herO gets a second, gets a Reaper as well, not bad. Nice pick off out of herO. As he does spot the drop. Hellion goes down, drop is spotted, herO attempting to intercept. herO, he fans out the Stalkers, but he does actually miss this. Medevac does get in. And does hit the natural. There's a recall. herO forced a recall. Oh no! The Probe Zoo stack! Probe Zoo stack, thankfully, does pull away in time. 1 Stalker goes down. Not a bad pickup here from Clem. Widowmine drop into the main base as the Widowmine is going to connect. Oh no! Oh. Does retarget. 2 probe kills in total. That was very close. Very close, very clutch, but in the end, herO does hold. Does defend. Behind this, getting a 3rd base. That is a 3rd base into gases into Storm. Storm is going to be on the horizon. The Clem back at home, going to be opening up Cloak Banshee and is taking a 3rd CC, not going for an all-in. Again, there are certain players that are more known for 2-base all-ins, players like Bunny, players like Cure, players like Maru, but Clem, he is one that mixes up a little bit more, and here we are embracing a longer game state, getting into the mid-game. Let's go. Let us go. So building up. Here he does defend against the Widowmine drops, but at the same time he is stuck at home. The Stalkers are all pinned back. That means that Clem, he's free to just build up at home. There's no harassment, there's no pressure. Oh, and Clem, he is going into mech. Again, this is a style that has been very trendy as of late. If you've been watching players like Cure, players like herO Marine, and players like, I mean, obviously Gumiho, he's been doing this even, you know, when it was not popular. But in recent times, Cure, Maru, herO Marine, they've been embracing mech a lot more. Clem as well. So we are going to mech it up. This has become more standard in recent months. Ever since EWC, even slightly before Esports World Cup. Now, because this has been so trendy, herO, I'm sure he's familiar with this, but he hasn't confirmed yet. So herO, he still has to go in, still has to confirm the battle mech. As he does spot a 2nd Cyclone. That is a bit of a tell. Double Banshee here towards the 3rd base. herO had a position. Turns back around. Does he have detection? Yeah, Observer's not quite a position. They're in the main base. So far, no major damage yet. Observer is responding. At least trying to. That's going to be 7, 8 probe kills. Ay, ay, ay. Workers going down. Once again, this distracts herO. herO, he doesn't get into the bases. herO, he still doesn't know what's going on. here comes the battle mech. Likewise here, he's a little bit supply blocked. He's about to warp in. I'm not sure he can really break through us. Now he confirms, now he knows. And he will lose a free immortal. One immortal gets thrown away. Ay, ay, ay. Now we get the forge in production. herO, I don't see him breaking this. He's going for it though. We'll see if he can break through. Okay, there's 2 tanks behind this. Tank roller goes off on the Archon. Voids are being pulled. We do get on top of the first tank. 1 tank goes down. Can he get 2? He can. Very nice target firing here at a herO. Takes out both tanks, but he needs more zealots. Stalkers, they blink away. Once again, solid positioning. Zealots do tank, but he's running out of charge lots. And herO doesn't have enough. Yeah, he doesn't have enough here. He broke through the tanks, so that's all he got. Does get the mineral line, but that's going to be a loss of the entire army. Every Stalker goes down. The War Prism goes down. He gets 15 SCVs. But Clem, he should commit to the counterattack. Oh. As he almost gets a free immortal. herO desperately warping in. Clem has momentum. Clem still up in workers despite losing 15 SCVs. That is brutal. And with that, Clem, he should just overwhelm. Takes down the immortal, gets on top of some of the production, gets into the middle island as well. Zealous can be efficient, but the numbers just aren't there. Yeah, Zealous just melt against the Hellbats. And GG gets called. Clem, he overwhelms. Clem takes game number 1. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Again, herO misjudging the third base. He saw the setup, he saw the army, he decided to go in anyway, and it did not go his way. He got the tanks, true, he got 15 SCVs, but that was not enough. That was nowhere near enough damage. Here he lost the entire army, and from there, Clem snowballs out of control. GG. GG, well played. With that, Clem takes the lead, and we'll see if Clem can claim the series here and now. Meanwhile, a big shout out to Chileno Singaporean in the chat. Papi, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Chileno. Supporting us for 50 months. That is crazy, but it's crazy. 50 months of support. Thank you so, so much. Chileno. Gracias, papi, gracias. Thank you, thank you. Do appreciate it. Do appreciate it. As we're jumping into game number 2. Winding it back, again, like herO, he didn't really know what was going on until it was too late. He committed with his entire army across the map, and seeing that defensive mech setup, he could not break that position. He attempted to, he believed he could. Oh, as we do have to remake. But again, herO did misjudge, and with that, GG. GG, well played. We're now getting ready for game 2. Unfortunately, Clem, he did pick the wrong race coming into Last Fantasy. But yes, so game 2 is going to be on Last Fantasy, the most vetoed map of the map pool. But here, for this best of 3, made it through the vetoes. Did make it through. So getting into game number 2. As spawning in the top side of Last Fantasy, we have the red Protoss player. With the red Protoss, we have the South Green Protoss representing himself, currently teamless, and down in the series, can he force the ace match? The pressure is on. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom, or in the right side, on the right side of Last Fantasy, we have the French Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Team Liquid, leading the series 1-0. One more game is all he needs. It is Clem. Is some lighting. Let's go. Let us go as our players are going to be setting up. And again, welcome on to Last Fantasy. Last Fantasy is a 3-player spawn map. You can spawn in right side, left side, and top side as well. So 3 possible spawn locations. And it's going to be up to our players to scout each other. Now, when it comes to Last Fantasy, I'll be honest, I don't really know how to place this map just because we rarely get to cast on it. To be honest, we rarely get to see maps or games on Last Fantasy. Last Fantasy does have all these speed zones in the center. There's a little bit of RNG when it comes to the base location and where your opponent is going to be spawning in. What I will say is that there are a lot of choke points here on Last Fantasy, and you can force longer and later games because of that after a certain point, but I would imagine our players want to be more aggressive. Also, I can see Clem embracing mech again here. That is going to be another viable option here for him. It'll be an option. We'll see if he goes for it. For now, economic opener. As opposed to last game, this time single gas ranks expand out of Clem. So it does open economically. So we love to see it. And here it does scout the more economic start. So here it is aware. It's aware. Getting our first adept out. And Clem is playing this safe. He's getting a safety bunker up and running. Bunker's on the way. Will defend is natural. And here is going to be opening up Stargate. I mean, because the more economic start from the Terran player, this tells me that Stargate play is going to be more viable. It's going to be safer here for herO. But I'm not sure if I'm fond of the idea. My big concern here is that there's not really much dead space in between the bases. Remember, these are air blockers as well. The map is smaller than it seems. It can be more difficult for Phoenixes, for example, and Oracles to actually find damage. But we'll see. We'll see if herO can pull this up. See what he can get done. As I've said, he commits to shade to take down the Hellion. Not bad. One Hellion does fall. Oracle's on the way. Does pull out. Here comes the Phoenix production. Ideally to gain map control, to shut down drop play, to contain the Terran. Speaking of, the medevac is in production for the Widowmine drop. We'll see if herO can shut it down. Bearing in mind that Clem has not scouted. He doesn't even know where he is. True. Clem, he doesn't know where herO spawned in. As he's checking the left side. Still scout towards the left. We have a Cloak Banshee follow-up. I appreciate that here he's not showing his hand yet. As now he dives into the bases. So let's find a couple of SCVs. And 3, 4 SCV kills. Not bad. At the same time here, he does scout the tech. He does scout the research. He knows. He's where the Cloak Banshee. Widowmine drop comes in. Lifts one. Oh no! Misclick! Jeez. Tells them both. Barely should kill both Widowmines as one Widowmine scuttles away. But does fall. herO defends. A messy defense, but does defend in the end and does get 5 SCV kills across the map as well. Nice damage. Oracle did get away. And Clem once again is going into mech. It's curious as to the follow-up. I also appreciate this. Clem, he cancelled Cloak. He respects herO. He knows he got scouted and does cancel. Doesn't waste his resources. He's also, of course, aware of the Phoenixes. From here, we're headed towards Battle Mech. Meanwhile, herO should be going into charge. So we're getting into a longer game. Here he does have some building up to do. And did herO see additional factories? He did not. So here is still not fully aware of what's going on. For all he knows, it could still be Bio as a follower. So herO, he has to confirm. And once he does, I'm hoping he doesn't try to break the third again. Because that did kill herO last game. Here he does see the factory at the ramp. He saw lack of add-on. He might have seen enough. I mean, now he knows. Ooh, Clem, he does hide the rest of his cyclones. So you can see Clem is trying to deceive. Trying to. So Clem is pushing. He's got his Hellbat chops. Have arrived. What do we have to defend here? We have Mass Phoenix, but where are the Zealots? We have only 5. Yeah, only 5 Zealots. Here, he's not ready for this. He does not scout the move out either. Here's in the dark. Clem, he should bait out the stasis. Very nice. The boys have been pulled. 2 base all in. Clem, he's going for the kill. He's going for the kill, going for the throats. And he should break through. There's just not enough Zealots here. Some of the Cyclones are a little bit too far forward, but they do punish the Phoenixes. Ideally, Cyclones want to avoid the charge lots. So Clem, he does rotate over towards the natural. Depowers the gateway. Walling up behind his army. This is ideal against Zealots specifically, as they are melee-based units. And Clem, it looks like he has done it. Yeah, he zones away the Phoenixes, breaks the natural base. And Zealots, they just can't engage. They cannot engage. He fully walls off the natural. Zealots are going down. Phoenixes, they just struggle against the Mass Cyclone. And Clem, he snowballs out of control. Snowballs out of control, breaks through the bases. There is no defense. Again, here he missed the move out as well, right? He missed the move out. He missed what's coming his way. It was a late scatter souls going on. As here he pulls the boys, but GG gets called, and Clem, he will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played, Clem. He does claim the series, making it up and making it happen. Again, if you haven't been watching StarCraft over the past 2 months, you might not have seen this, but a lot of players have been dabbling in mech in PvT. Players like Cure, players like Maru, players, I mean, Gumio always has, Ryung likewise always has as well, but some of the other Koreans and Europeans, Gabe, that's the other one, Hero Marine, Gabe also been playing a lot of mech against Protoss, pre and post EWC, and has been, yeah, quite trendy, quite trendy. GG, well played. With that, Clem does advance on, and let's catch up on the bracket. Let's figure out where we are and what the hell's going on.